All right, Shalom, this is your brother Shabar from the Phoenix camp. And with that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. And we're going to jump right into the scripture. This is Deuteronomy 8:11. It says, "Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy power, and not keeping his commandments, and his judgments and his statutes I command thee this day. Lest when thou hast eaten or full, and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein, and when thy herds and thy flocks multiplied, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, all that thy house is multiplied, then thy heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy power, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage." So the key point of it is that, the majority of our people, the so-called Black, Latino, Native American, they have forgot the Most High. Just because you doing good now. Because the only time Jake cries to the Most High is when he backed them to a corner. Other than that, he don't want nothing to do with it. Or he or she don't want nothing to do with the Most High. Only when some calamity befalls upon them are they thinking to themselves, they got to cry out and reach, cry out to the Lord. Other than that, they're just living in their fucking bullshit. They're living in their perverseness, their slothfulness, their procrastination, their gluttony, all the bullshit that they enjoy doing, man. And then when the time for the consequences for all those bad decisions comes, then they cry out to the Most High. Then they cry out to the Lord to help them. But they weren't. If they followed the scriptures, they followed the commandments, they would have known to have a mentality, a mind of circumspection, and to foresee evil and prepare themselves for certain things. So I'm going to run that back again. It says, "Beware that thou forgettest the Lord thy power in not keeping his commandments." See that? So you got to always have the mind state of obedience and fear towards the Most High. And understand that at any given moment, he can destroy your fucking life, man. He can take the floor right up under you. He can knock you on your ass at a blink of an eye. He can make your whole world come crashing down. And a perfect example of that is Job. You read the story of Job. Job wasn't wicked, but this is an example because the scripture said that he was a righteous man, one that feared God and eschewed evil. But the example that I want to give from the book of Job is that Job one second was on top of the world, man. He was serving the Most High, doing what he got to do. He was he had his family, he had his land, his wealth. In a split second, the Lord just shut all that down. Through of course, through it was all a test, and it was all it was all for a lesson for us. So you got to understand that, man. You got to understand that at any given moment, the Lord can wreck your shit, and that's part of the terror of the Lord. And so don't fuck around, man. Don't be deceived. The Most High is not mocked. You think if you for a split second thinking you're gonna get over in the Most High and make up your own rules and bullshit, you're wrong. But you jump up to verse 6, Deuteronomy 8:6. "Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of the Most High thy power to walk in his ways and fear him." So you got to be mindful of all your actions, of what you're doing. So for the Lord thy power bringeth thee into a good land, a land of broken waters, the fountains of death, spring of the valleys and hills. Well, basically it goes on to being blessed. And like we said, it jumps down to forgetting the Most High, man. In verse 11. "Beware that thou forget the Most High thy power, not keeping his commandments, and not being obedient." Let's get up Proverbs 1:32. And this is the mind state of the majority of people. When you're on top of the world, man, you think you done it all by your own fucking hand. In reality, the Lord's either setting you up for more blessings, or he's setting you up for fucking a downfall. This is Proverbs 1:32. If you're a man of wisdom and understanding, you're going to appreciate the good and the bad. Job said that. Shall he not give us good and evil? I'm gonna go ahead and just get that, man. This is Job. He's starting to catch hell. This woman basically telling him, why don't you just curse the Most High and die? Let's get the word curse. But bless the Most High and die. Just talking some smack, man, so the Lord can kill you. This is Job 2:9. It says, then said his wife unto him. And that's really the simple carnal mind of a fucking woman, man. Like other Gabarsi, the phone has to shine on that one. That just showed the simple and carnal and unspiritual mind of a woman. She doesn't have the right and proper thought process. And that's why a woman needs a man of the Lord to guide her. Misguided and undecided, man. So then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain that integrity, curse Yahweh and die? And Job put her in her place. But he said unto her, thou speakest, one of the foolish women speakest. What? Shall we receive what? That's how Jake talk, man. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High? What? What the fuck you talking about? What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High? Shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. So he was telling the truth, man. So the key thing that I want to emphasize, the Lord can wreck your world at a moment's notice, man. So it's always, one day you be healthy as fuck, next day you be sick as fuck. And when you were healthy, you weren't crying out and praying or seeking the Lord or taking care of yourself or eating right or none of those things that go along with being honorable of your temple. You was getting away with shit, and you thought that you were getting away at the moment that you could get away with it a little bit longer until the Most High made you sick. He put you in a state of affliction, so he put you in a state of bad health, so he put you in a state of poverty. Then all of a sudden you got to cry out to the Lord, and you want people to fucking help you and this, that, the other, man. When you didn't have the circumspection to just, to take care of your fucking business, man. So let's get that again. It said, but he said unto her, thou speakest, one of the foolish women speakest. What shall we receive good? The hand of the Most High shall we receive evil, and all this did not Job sin with his lips. So he was speaking truth right there. And he was speaking the true fact, and the true fact was that we receive good and evil from the Most High. So if don't expect blessings all the fucking time, man. We gotta catch us constantly, and that's part of the truth. But the scripture said that you gotta take it cheerfully. So every time you get into a state of affliction or a low state, you're supposed to just soldier on like if you were going through some good shit. You gotta be stoic, man. You gotta be so that and nothing affects you. Paul even said about that. Let's go ahead and get that. So this is Philippians 4:12, and it says, I know both how to be abased. This is the Apostle Paul speaking. I know how to be abound. Let's get these little footnotes. To live humbly, and what's this one? To live in prosperity. So you gotta have an expectation that the Most High can, he can put you to both ends of the spectrum. He can make it so that you's just catching hell constantly, or that you're doing good. It depends on His will and what He wants to give you. You got to understand that whatever happens to us is because the Most High is allowing that to happen to us. And it could be a test. Just like Job, it could be a test of your faith, a test of your fortitude, a test of your integrity, and it could be something to help you build up your fortitude, your integrity, and your faith, man. The situation that you go through. So we're going that back again. So I know both how to be abased. I know how to abound. Everywhere in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and suffer need. So he knew how to handle a situation no matter what situation he was in. I can do all things through Yahweh Shai, which strengthen me. Notwithstanding, well done that you communicate with my affliction. So, so we all going to go through affliction, man. We're all going to go through situations and things that are very unpleasant, man. That because Scripture says no chastising is joyous for the moment, but grievous. So, hey, have an expectation of those things to happen, man. You're not always going to be on top. That's a guarantee. So let's get Proverbs 30:8, and this is the mentality to have right here. This is Proverbs 30:8, and it says, "You move far from your vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches." You don't want to be too ahead of yourself, man. You don't want to be too, one or the other. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, Who is the Most High? Lest I be poor and steal, and take the name of my power in vain. So basically, this is not Solomon, but this is Agur. He's asking the Most High for balance in his life. He doesn't want too much good. He doesn't want too much evil. He's asking the Most High to give him a balance in his life, to keep it in a certain state where he's not going to go off, he's not going to and curse the Most High, or he's not going to get too proud and forget the Most High. And that's the perfect place to be right there, honestly. You don't want too much, you don't want too little. You got to understand the Lord's going to provide for us. He's gonna equip us with the necessary tools and provisions for us to do the work. So you can't get too ahead of yourself in this thing, man. You got to remember that no matter what happens, the Most High is always, always, always in control. So the key of the lesson is don't forget the Most High, man. Because he can really bring it down upon you. He can really make it so that you hating your goddamn self. You hating life. You can make everything collapse at once. So fear the Most High and keep His commandments, man. Don't be like the rest of these people out here, just fucking whatever. But with that being said, man, just a real quick lesson. Most High will and hope was edifying. Was that I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. Let's keep on pushing. Shalom.